So the next episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation is actually one of my favorite episodes of the first season. It's just like a fun horror episode called Conspiracy. So Captain Picard gets a call, a secret call, to meet on a planet. When he gets there, there's no life on this planet. It's like they have to meet in a cave. The lighting is very dim and dark and like spooky. And there's a bunch of like top officials in the like meeting. There's like a different captains and admirals, and they're like saying there's something suspicious going on in the Federation. Woo! Very scary, right? And Picard's like, that's great. I will keep that in mind. Not sure what he does next, but Admiral Quinn does come on board. So I think maybe they go to Starfleet Command, all the way back home to Starfleet Command. And Admiral Quinn, who you'll remember from the Coming of Age episode, he comes on board and he's like, I am not a robot, under mind control, still your good friend Admiral Quinn. And they're like, that's weird. Why would you say that? That's bizarre, right? So he's in a room with Riker, and he's like, I've got something to show you in my suitcase. And he opens the suitcase, and he's like, this is a superior form of life. And Riker's like, why don't I just go get my science officer? And he's like, he doesn't like your science officer. It does like you. There's like a little like pink bug inside the suitcase. It's about this big. And like Admiral Quinn acts really weird and he grabs Riker by the wrist, and Riker is like, ah! And he's like, calls security, and like he's trying to like beat up Quinn, and like and Worf comes, because I think Worf is security now. I think he's already been promoted since Tasha died last episode. Anyway, whoever comes, they're finally able to subdue him, but he's way stronger than he should be, because this is an old man, right? Like, she's not old, but he's like, he's pretty, he's not a young guy. They can't catch him. They bring him to sickbay, and Dr. Crusher examines him, and she's like, what in the heck is going on here? He's got like a little pointy thing sticking out the back of his neck, and it is like a gill that is, there is a creature attached to his brain that is breathing through this gill and controlling his mind. It's like, well, that's weird. So, but meanwhile, Picard is already down on the planet chatting with, admirals and stuff. So he doesn't know about this gill, I guess. I don't know. They're in like a big, sitting around a big table, and they are eating worms. And Picard's like, ew, worms? Why are you eating worms? And he's like, because we are aliens and we're not even hiding it anymore. And like, there's like a Vulcan there. That woman one of the women who was in that like secret meeting with Picard is there. I don't know. And Riker comes in, and he's like, look at me, I have got the gill sticking out of the back of my neck, so I'm evil just like you. And Picard is like, oh, I don't have a phaser. He's like, yeah, here's a phaser. I'm not really evil. By the way, that was just Dr. Crusher made me a thing. And they start shooting people. And when they shoot, like, when they shoot somebody, they fall down, and that pink bug, they open their mouth, and a little claymation bug comes crawling out of their mouth like this. And they're like, let's follow the bugs. So they follow the bugs, or one bug, I should say. They follow it, and there's Remick. You know, Remick is from the other episode. He works for Admiral Quinn, so he's there. And the bugs, and they're like, watch out, Remick, there's a bug! And he's like, settle down, guys. I know. And the bug like crawls up Remick's leg. He's sitting in a big chair. And the bug crawls up his leg into his mouth, and he just opens his mouth, lets the bug crawl right in. And he says, you don't understand. We seek peaceful coexistence. And you can see as he's talking, his neck is bulging. And it's like, ew, bulgy neck. And Picard and Riker are there like this. So gross, right? And finally they just kind of look at each other and shoot Remick. And Remick's, first they shoot, first his head explodes, and then like this sort of alien type thing comes out of his chest, because this is like the mother, like, of all the other aliens is like in the thing, and he's like, and they shoot him, shoot this thing, they shoot the puppet until it dies. And then there's just like, and all of these bugs everywhere, and just like a big mess. And they're like, well, good thing we have great like janitorial staff, essential service workers, yay! And they're like, just before we shot Remick to death and his interior puppet, these aliens sent a signal into deep space. So they're going to come back, and we got to watch out for them. Ooh. But don't worry, because they were never mentioned again. And that is the end of Conspiracy. Bye.